Get rid of that. Okay, that's annoying. Sucks. Okay, so I'm in Chrome, and there's this reading list that's popping up on the right side of my bookmarks bar, and I want that stupid thing gone. Do not want that there. Does anybody know how to get that dumb thing off from there? It's bugging the crap out of me. I had all of my bookmarks were perfect, the perfect width, so I could see all of my bookmarks across the top bar. And now this reading list is popping up there, and I cannot see all my bookmarks, and it's super, super annoying. Okay, so I need to get rid of this stupid reading list, and if anybody knows how to do that, please help. Okay. Remove reading list from Chrome. Jeez. Here's how to remove that annoying reading list on Google Chrome. Oh, please. Keeps telling me, yeah, it keeps I keep getting things that tell me to do that, and then when I type that in, nothing happens. I type that in, Ed. I get like other articles that tell me to type that in. I type it in and nothing happens. It like does nothing. Oh, now I had to push enter twice. Oh wow, look at that. Reading list, disable. I have to relaunch it. Okay, I can relaunch it. I feel like, there we go, it's gone. Probably like millions of users of Chrome are disabling that stupid reading list. Okay. Whee! I feel better now. That's gone. It's that my D&D Beyond bookmark was all the way to the right of my screen. And the reading list, when it was installed on the recent Chrome update, caused my D&D Beyond link to now you have to click twice. I have to click the little expando arrow and then the D&D Beyond link, and I'm like, oh, that's messed up. Gotta get rid of that reading list. Okay, so hello people. I gotta get my coffee. There we go. Yes, I have a black eye. I got into a fight. My cats swarmed over top of me. Goliath Cleric, Ed, Penguin Butt, the old DM. Hello. Hey, the old DM. By the way, the last stream you gifted 5 tier 1 subs. I forgot to thank you for that. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yes, cool hand, Luke. Dan, what's up, dude? Tashio, hello. Dino Derp, what up? Nestara, hello. Nixit, sup? What's up, Orca dude? Secret Gnome Collector, what up? You're quarantining in your house's basement for 2 weeks? Dang. Hey, I like basements. Basements are good. Whiskey time? Good grief. Which cat beat you up? It was Orange. He sat on my face. He's like, oh, like, ah! We're gonna create an adventure tonight. Yes, the Terminator impression. I know, I survived. Oh, Orange is your boy, Dan? Dude, every night I go to bed and I have Squeaky and Squirty Pie follow me in bed. Squeaky climbs on top of me and lies down on top of me as I'm trying to sleep. Oh no, I don't have a hangover. I don't know that I've ever had a hangover in my life. I am not a heavy drinker. I drink, but I don't drink like that. Ambers, hello. What's up? Dungeon Josh, what up, dude? Archimata Master, Adventure Campaigner Module. We're definitely not making a campaign or a module. That'd be nuts. We're just gonna make an adventure. Not even high school for DMing? No, not especially not in high school. I never drank anything in high school. I was a minor. I did not drink alcohol until I literally turned 21 when I was in college. I crap you not. I did not get into that crap. I was like, I waited till I was 21. And my first beer was a Corona at, I want to say it was like Applebee's or Fridays or something like that with some people from church in college. So I don't remember the details. I definitely remember it was a Corona. Sock Fox, hello. I get carded even today. I go to the store to buy alcohol and like they're always looking for my card, always. I think they're supposed to card you if you look under 40, basically. So I always get carded. Luke, be responsible, mature, growing up, my compliments. Oh, thank you. Overseas with the army? Nice. All right, we should start. Oh, we should start. What's up, Dave? A Tomb Master, hello. I'm probably gonna put these glasses back on at some point, but I'll keep them off for now. I have like eye strain from looking at computer screens all day long, for like 16 hours or some crap. So those things help. But I know it's weird. So let's start this. Here we go. All right, hello, welcome to the live stream. Tonight we're going to be creating a level 12 D&D adventure together. So that's the ding. That's the ding. That's the thing. That's what we're doing tonight. So yeah, that's what's up on the plate tonight. It's going to be beautiful. And then when we get done creating it tomorrow, I will have it published out to my website, thedmlair.com, where you can find tons of other free D&D adventures and other resources. Basically everything that we create on Friday night creation streams get published over on my website, thedmlair.com, and you guys can get that stuff for free and use it in your own games. It's beautiful. It's awesome. So tell your friends and stuff. Yeah. Also, I have a newsletter that you can sign up to where you can get the free stuff that we create emailed to you. So it'll just come to your inbox and you can just wee. Yeah, so a newsletter, you can sign up to that if you want to. And yeah, so those are a couple plugs. Let's do some other plugs here. The other plug is my Patron PDF. It's essentially a magazine. It's a D&D magazine, basically, that I publish every single month to my patrons, full of Dungeons and Dragons resources, entire 5th edition adventures that you can use in your games. We have NPCs, puzzles, traps, magic items, encounters, adventure ideas, villains with stat blocks, whole bunch of crap. The maps for this thing are really well done. Many of them are done professionally by the Mad Cartographer, and they are perfect for virtual tabletops such as Roll20, Fantasy Grounds, and all that kind of jazz. So if you're interested in getting some D&D resources, you can go over to my Patreon and check that crap out. Up on screen, there have been images flashing by, samples of what you'll be getting every single month. So yeah, I've also I put out an announcement on my YouTube channel and Discord. I'm looking for freelancers to help contribute content for that PDF. It's paid freelancing gig. So see the information on my Discord if you want to put your head in the ring for that or whatever. Just be aware that you need to send me samples of your work, and we're being pretty picky. I already have folks who contribute content for it, but I'm looking for more folks, and I'm looking for high quality, high caliber contributors and stuff. So if you create RPG content, adventures, D&D stuff like that, and you want to make some money, make some stuff for the PDF and crap like that, you can email me. There's information on my Discord. I'm not going to give it all out, but you can email me with samples of your work and stuff that you can do. Send me stuff that's going to impress me and make me want to work with you. If it's something scribbled on a napkin, probably not going to call you back. So anyway, if that's up your alley, something you want to do, we are looking for content contributors, writers, that sort of thing as well. So there you go. There's that. And now I need to do, let's see, there we go. The list of patrons grows ever longer. All right, so here we go. A bunch of awesome patrons. Really appreciate the support. You guys help me do everything that I do. I love it. And these folks here, super awesome as well. I'm gonna read off their names because they support at a higher level and they're special awesome. 5e Magic Stop, Arutha, Beoban, Biddy, Brad A, Brian C, Brian C, Brian S, Candy Sora, Kurt Y, Cody Barbar Wizard, Dresna, Edward L, Ed R, Eric S, Fallon, Goliath Cleric, Hydra Slayer, Izzy T, Jacob S, Jake L, James L, Jeremy W, Joshua G, Josue S, Kyle S, Karen C, Kevin W, Kezidis, Kyle M, Kurt Y, Kiriako, Leopold X92, Lord K, Mick, Lori S, Luke G, Mad Quad, Michael C, Monlo V, Owen D, Paul B, Paul R, Penguin Butt, published author, Race W, Rachel S, Ramsey M, Robert W, Rock and Roll Joe, Ron H, Ryan G, Sakura Simon, Snapbragger, Sophie M, Son of a Sofa Man, Stetson H, Stephen F, Title Tokens, The Old DM, The Pickle, Theta Tag, 3Zul, Tim Black, Tom M, Tony M, Tooth and Nail Rules, Tyler N, Xavier H, William S. Wee. All right, folks, let's create a D&D adventure tonight. How's that sound? Let me see, where I gotta pull up my thingy bobber. I have a template here. Okay, now I have my template up. And so we're gonna do a level 12 adventure. We need to start thinking of some monsters that we could use in this adventure. So if it's gonna be a level 12 adventure, we're probably looking for monsters CR9, CR8 or CR9, probably, and up. Probably nothing over level 13. CR13 or 14 is going to be probably the cap of what we want to be using. So 8 or 9 or 10, somewhere around there is probably like a sweet zone, I would imagine. Can't use beholders. We can't use anything that's copyrighted by Wizards, guys. No beholders. Mommy. We're not deciding the type of adventure yet. We're gonna get some monsters. We're gonna see what happens. I think lycanthropes are pretty low level. Let me go over here to this guy. Cat. I got a cat here that needs attention. So I only have one hand now. And let's go over here. We just did an adventure with genies, I think, and elementals. All the adventures we create are for 4 to 6 players. Yes, mommy wants her kisses. She always wants her kisses. We did an adventure with that abominable yetis a while ago. We can't use Drow Arachnomancer. Arachnomancer is probably proprietary term. It's too specific. Wizards would not like that. Giants suck. Giants are probably one of the worst creatures in the entire monster manual. They're so boring. Big fat sacks of hit points that do damage. They're the worst creature ever. Yeah, sorry. Let's take a look. I don't think we haven't done anything with lycanthropes. So this is, I'm probably actually gonna get my book and see what page these things are on. This is one of those things that's easier to look at in the book. So 208. So we have were-boars, we have were-bears, were-rats, were-tigers, were-wolves. That's pretty much all the lycanthropes we have. Were-bears are like a CR5. These are all really low CRs. They're not really gonna... We can't have a whole adventure with a whole bunch of lycanthropes anyway. So it's not really helping us. Oh, the mountain mauler? Oh, geez. You can't use mind flayers, yeah. Type in where? Goliath werebear? Yeah, there's not. These are pretty low level. We're gonna have to do something a little different. Fiends, devour fiends and the like. I have an adventure out there with a Goristo already. Jackal wares. Ooh, Behir. I haven't done an adventure with Behirs. I kind of like that. Yeah, Behir is a CR12. Okay. I like that. I need to start writing this stuff down. Okay. So I have... Let's get a pencil. Behir. That's a CR11. Okay, cool. Now, Behirs were created by giants to help in their war against the dragons. So, I think they were created by probably storm giants. Is that their lore? Yeah, storm giants. So storm giants. Now a storm giant, actually a storm giant might not be that bad of a giant because those guys probably have some spell casting. So after my tirade, my rant against giants, now I'm looking at storm giants. Yeah, they're not nearly as boring as other types of giants because they do have they have innate spell casting, which is mostly worthless in a fight. And levitate's okay-ish, but it requires concentration. Lightning strike, that's cool. What if we had a storm giant? We could use storm giants, which are a CR13, and a Behir. I'm writing this down. That's a CR 13. And we have a Behir. Oh, that's going to be so hard to say this all night. Behir, which is a CR 11. I kind of like those. I like those ideas. What else would fit with that thematically? We have storm giants. Here. I think with the storm giant being a CR 13, that's kind of probably our big bad. That's probably going to be the big bad, which means now we need to think about what kinds of creatures would work with a storm giant. What would fit with a storm giant? Give me some ideas. Jamara, thank you for the prime, dude. Appreciate that. Yetis as goons. Ooh. Yeah, other giants could work. Lightning-based constructs. Okay, I'm listening. Yes, brand identity. That's the term that my brain couldn't find. So we have to be careful of those things. Things that can fly. Things that can fly would work, because the storm giant could be living on in the clouds or up in the mountains. There could be his place where he lives could be up in the mountains. Maybe between a couple mountain peaks is like a castle or some sort of fortification. So things that fly would work. What level are genies? Giant eagles, Pegasi. Ooh, Pegasi, rocks. Okay, let's look up a rock. I feel like that's a pretty. You wanna find that word? There we go. It's a CR 12. That's a CR 11. We might be able to have. That's a big bad boy. I don't know. That we could do a rock, but it's gonna need some CR 11. Maybe. What about? I don't like that. We got a whole lot of monsters that are really high CRs. I don't like that. We got too many high CR monsters. Pegasus. How many Pegasus you gonna have? No. Dragons would not work with giants. No. Ooh, the rock could be the storm giant's mount. Oh, that's interesting. Wyverns. Griffin riders. Yeah, a group that worships the giant like a god. I kind of like that idea. Who would worship the giant as a deity so we could have some minions, some goons? I don't know if it would be too much for boss. We'll find out. Rock gnomes, goblins, kobolds, berserkers, something from the mountains, something up in the mountains. Goliaths. Air elemental, orcs. We could have a tribe of. Oh, is there such thing as a half giant? Is there such thing as a half giant? Half ogre. We got close. A half ogre. That's a CR1. An ogre magi. Ooh, an Ani. Oh, that I like that idea. That's a CR7. That's nice. I kind of like that. There's what if we had Cyclops? Ooh, Cyclops. We could have an Ani who I like the idea of an Ani. But we need some really low CR stuff. We need some like CR3s or something. CR3 or 4. What's up, Maddie Thing? Air elementals. One Ani and a bunch of Yeti. I don't know. Yeti doesn't feel thematically right. I mean, Minotaurs. It's like a CR3 or something, right? What would an Ani be leading a pack of? Okay, looks like we're going to Donjon. And monster list. We want challenge rating 3, 4. Let's see what we have here. Dun dun. Worker, Githyan, can't use those. Green Hagrill. Hobgoblins, those don't feel right. Manicore, Minotaur, Mummy, Nightmare. Ogres, Redcaps, Swashbucklers, Veterans, Werewolf. I mean, we were talking about, werewolf. Could we do something with werewolves? Is there a way to make werewolves fit? If we could make that fit, that would be cool. It doesn't feel thematically like it fits, but we can justify that somehow. Because I kind of thought, I was thinking about lycanthropes to begin with, but then I went away from it. It could be like ogres, ogre werewolves or something. I don't know. But something like that will work. Winter wolves and werewolves. We'd have to figure out why they were working with a storm giant, obviously. I mean, yeah, they could just be. Why would they be werewolves though? We need to have a weregoat. If we had weregoats, it would be perfect. Mountain goats. You'd have giant mountain goats. And you'd have a tribe of berserkers that are also weregoats. That would be perfect. Weregoats. Reflavor werebores and just make them weregoats. Oh, we totally could. Oh, they have instead of tusks, they'd have. Oh, we totally could. You guys, we could totally reflavor werebores and make them weregoats. Yeah, and then that makes sense why they're up on the mountainside, and we could have giant goats and weregoats. Okay, I think we're gonna try to do that. I like that idea. Okay, so we're gonna say weregoat, and it's gonna be a CR4. We're essentially going to reskin the werebore and call it a weregoat. And giant goats. What level are giant goats? I mean, they're not that high, but that's okay. 1/2. Okay. Okay, cool. A howling wind? Yeah, until 20. Well, and they're knocking you off the mountainside. That's another problem. Could be a big problem. All right, so we have Okay, now what we're gonna start doing is we're gonna start. Sometimes what I'll do before I actually go any further in an adventure, I will, once I have the monsters determined. So basically, what I've done is I'm just writing these on my. I'm writing these on my piece of paper right here. So these are the monsters so far that we've brainstormed that we're gonna put in this adventure. And what I'll sometimes do before I do anything else is I will design what the encounters will be. I'll just design out what the encounters will be. I'll make sure that I'm hitting the adventuring day mechanic worth of adjusted experience points. And so I think tonight we might just do that. We might design what the encounters will be, because once you know how many encounters you're going to have and what they're going to be, then you can determine how many rooms you might need in a dungeon, or how many different areas you might need in the adventure that you're going to design. Because if you have like five encounters, you might want to have 7 to 8 different areas in the adventure itself, you know, because not all areas should have creatures in them. Some areas should be like empty for exploration and stuff like that. So anyway, I think we're going to do that tonight. Let's start designing some encounters with these guys right here, and then see where we go with that. And that'll help us determine too if we need some extra creatures or if this is sufficient. Now, we have not decided any of the story yet. We don't know what the story is. We don't know what the situation is. We don't know why these creatures are working together. We're gonna figure that out in a second. But right now, I just kind of want to work together the encounters that we're gonna have. And then we can kind of go back and figure out what the details are and why they would be together and all that kind of stuff. So let's take a look. First of all, I'm curious about this storm giant and the Behir, if they can actually, like, oh no, we were thinking the rock. We were thinking the storm giant would be riding the rock as his mount. And so let's take a look at that and see what that comes out to.
What? Squeaky what?
So these are it's level 12 adventure. And so we're gonna balance this for 4 to 6 characters, which means I'm gonna just balance it for 5 characters. I'm gonna split the difference. And that'll be close enough. So we wanted to put together a storm giant. A variant? What's the variant? Dude. Oh, it has a thunderous stomp. Oh, wow. Okay, whatever. And a Behir. So it's definitely deadly. It's just a little bit above deadly. It's not that big of a deal at all. And in all honesty, at level 12, they're probably going to destroy this storm giant. Oh, I put the Behir. I wanted the rock. It doesn't matter. They're both the same CR. Yeah, this is not going to be a problem. They could definitely fight the storm giant and this rock. And we'd probably have to give the storm giant some sort of good ranged attack too, because otherwise he's gonna have a hard time fighting. Yeah, well, I'm thinking the storm giant is flying around on the back of the rock. He's just flying around. All right, so now I'm gonna go to my pad of paper. So basically, one of our encounters will be, I'll just put it over here, will be the storm giant. And the rock. And the adjusted difficulty rating for that is 25,800. And this is going to be, this is a deadly encounter. Now our daily budget is 57,500. Okay, so this is what we're aiming for, something around that. And this is our boss fight. So this will come at the very, very end of the adventure, theoretically. So now we have, well, the Behir. If we have the Behir all by itself, they're gonna surround and pound and destroy that thing, I'm sure. So a Behir all by itself is probably not going to be a very satisfying encounter. Yeah, a group of level 12s will just tear this thing a new one. They will tear it a new one. It will go down in about 1 round. A group of level 12 adventurers will kill this thing in 1 round, I guarantee you. So it needs something to go with it. So we could have some of the weregoats. We could put some of the weregoats with the Behir as backup. A mated pair. Oh. 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 I like that idea. Now it's hard. Oh, dude, we're getting so close to our daily budget. We're so close to our daily budget. Okay. We could do that. So we have 2 Behir. And that's a hard encounter. And it's 21,600 adjusting. So we're getting very close to our daily budget. We got to get this Ani and some weregoats. We probably won't have a whole lot of encounters in this adventure. This might be and that's fine. Have a little bit of a shorter adventure, fewer encounters, fewer rooms, all that's all good. But I want to have an Ani. Come on. Show me the I literally typed in Ani. And it wouldn't find it. There we go. So we could have 2 of those guys and some weregoats. Oh. No, let's just have one of them. And like 2 werebores. 1 Ani and 2 werebores. It's a medium encounter, not that hard. I think that would be fine. I'll put that down here. So we have 1 Ani and 2 weregoats. And then the adjusted XP is 10,200. Now we're already kind of pushing beyond that. Now what we're gonna have is we're gonna have some trivial encounters. Some very, very easy ones to sprinkle in here. So we can have some werebores by themselves. Or maybe just a group of werebores and weregoats. Where are the giant, or the giant goats, I'm sorry. Giant goat. We'll add this there. So we could just have maybe 3 of the weregoats and a small herd. Maybe about 5 of the giant goats. And that's an easy encounter. That's not too bad. All right, so we have 3 weregoats, and we have 5 giant goats. And that is 9,500. You're very welcome, Tommy. Happy to help, dude. And now I'm just gonna do some math. We're gonna add this up and see how close I was. We went over by a little bit, which honestly does not bother me a whole lot for a level 12 adventure. Yeah, we're over by just a tidgeon. Like here's my calculator. So I added up all that adjusted XP, and it's 67,100, and our budget was 57,500. So we're like 10,000 over, but they're level 12s. They'll be just fine. Trust me. I've run high level adventures before, and characters at that level will be just fine. So I'm gonna write that number down here. All right, so this means that we've planned out the encounters that are going to be in this dungeon, this adventure. We're gonna have 4 of them right here. Now what we kind of need is we have to start getting the concept of what's going on, why these creatures are working together, what's our storyline, what's our situation, that sort of thing. Well, if you skip it all and you don't do the adventure, then the problem doesn't go away, and the bad guys keep on doing the bad things they were doing before, and so you just got to go back and deal with it again. Like, seriously. I've had players try to skip stuff before, and if you don't resolve the situation, guess what? The situation isn't resolved. So you just got to go back. So you have to solve, you have, yeah, okay, whatever. I could rant on that. They're like, well, let's just try to convince them to stop being bad. Okay. Yeah, they agree to stop being bad. They go back to town. Oh, they're being bad again. Sorry, guys. Sorry. They're evil creatures. What did you want? They agreed with you so you would leave, and now they have reinforcements for when you come back. Whee! Okay. Let's go to our my spreadsheet. Let's write down these creatures since we've decided what creatures are going to be here. Giant goat, CR 1/2. We have were goat, CR 4. And I mean, this is basically, we can pretty much literally use the stat block for the were boar. I think that's pretty much all you need to say. People should be able to figure that out. And the Ani is a CR 7. Then we're using a rock, CR 11. A Behir, CR 11. And then a Storm Giant, CR 13. Beautiful. This adventure is designed for 4 to 6 level 12 characters. How many? Yeah. The group is expected to take a couple short rests, but they should not need to take any long rests. And oh, we didn't do any treasure yet. We have to roll treasure at some point. We'll get to that eventually here. All right, now we need the situation. What's going on here? Why are these creatures working together? We have to develop the storyline. Storm Giant riding his massive rock is seen as a god to the low intelligence goatmen, and all he wants to do is raise a new family of Behir for the fight against a metallic dragon nearby. Okay, but then what would be the motivation for even going there and fighting him or confronting him? So when we're designing an adventure and we have a bad guy of the adventure, he needs to be introducing a conflict into the game world, which the adventurers then have to go there and resolve. There needs to be a conflict. If there is no conflict, there is no adventure, and there's no reason for the adventuring group to go there. So we need a conflict. Okay. So the Storm Giant is planning on attacking a metallic dragon, which are known to be good aligned. And so the metallic dragon is hiring the party to remove the pending threat. And then when the players are like, why don't you go do it yourself? The metallic dragon just be like, okay, you know what? Just go away. I'll find somebody else who actually wants to make some money and gain some levels and stuff. Come on. Do you want to play the game? I'll go find some other adventurers then that do. Storm Giants are, well, they are chaotic good, but they don't have to be. They can be whatever we want them to be. The Storm Giant has situated his storm over the town, and it hasn't stopped raining in 2 months. Ooh. It's raining. It's causing severe weather, which is destroying local settlements. But why would the storm giant be doing that? We need to have a why. We need to have a why. I mean, I like the idea of there being a metallic dragon who the storm giant has a war against. And I don't care what the giant's alignment is. I just don't. And then the metallic dragon hires them. They have to go either fight the storm giant or drive him off. Oh, that's a good point. The metallic dragon could be shapeshifting and just lie to them. Yeah, there's lots of money. Maybe the storm giant believes someone stole something from the giant. Yeah. Oh. What if we have these goat people worshiping the storm giant, and the storm giant just lives up there? And what if people from the village hunt the goats in the mountains? This could be a village mountain. People in the village hunt the goats, and it makes the storm giant upset because they're hunting his goats, and he views them as his goats. He views the mountains as his domain, his territory, and so they're hunting the goats and depleting his goat supply. And so the villagers are hiring the adventuring party. So wait, hold on a second. So the giant, because they're hunting, now the giants have control weather, I believe. Because the villagers are hunting his goats, the storm giant is causing horrible weather to come down on the village. Frigid, freezing weather or something like that. And it's causing them problems. And now the villagers want an adventuring party to just go kill the giant. And they're not going to talk about the giant goats. Well, shoot, the villagers might not even know why it's happening. You know, the storm giant's just punishing them and they have no idea why. So they could be a case of like, the storm giant's actually not bad. And that also would give, technically speaking, if the characters don't just go in there guns blazing and kill everything, they would technically be able to come to a peaceful solution if they wanted to. If they found out why the giant was doing that, they could go back to the village and be like, hey, stop taking all of his goats and he'll leave you alone. So they might be able to do a diplomatic mission. Now, how many groups will actually do that? Not many, but it's a possibility. Will you go talk with the angry storm giant? No, nobody's gonna go talk with the angry storm giant. That's why you hire adventurers. Adventurers are expendable, and they're more powerful than you are. I mean, that's true. The best diplomacy is at the point of a sword. It's very true. You kill all of his minions, and he's left, and you say, now you leave. You guys want to go with that? Does that sound like an okayish enough adventure reason? Stop taking his goats. But we'd starve. Well, go eat grass. I don't know. But if you don't stop taking his goats, he's going to freeze you out of the mountains. All right. Before I write that out though, we need to do some NPCs. So the name of the storm giant. Give me a name for the storm giant. We also need, we're gonna need a mountain village. We're gonna need the name of the mountain. Valric. Norman. Norman! Norman! Zarkra the Tempest. Oh, and it has a fantasy apostrophe. How can you not pick the name with a fantasy apostrophe in it? All good names in Dungeons and Dragons have apostrophes in them. Zarkra the Tempest. All right. I need a name for the mountain where this takes place and the mountain village. The name of the mountain village. I need names for those. Hollow Peaks. Vanthrier. Oh, Vanthrier. Vanthrier sounds like a really good name for a giant too. Ooh. Ooh, it doesn't have a fantasy apostrophe though. How could you turn Vanthrier? Where could we put in a fantasy apostrophe? Right there? Vanthrier. There we go. Stormcatcher Peak. Thunderhead Peak. I like Stormcatcher. Stormcatcher Peak. Now what about the name of the mountain village? I need the village. Yeah. Should it be capitalized? Vanthrier. Pridecliff. Freestone Village. Stormspire Vale. Ooh, Stormspire Vale. Stormguard. Pridecliff. I kind of like Stormspire Vale, except that we already have Storm. We're already using Storm for something. Storm Dump. Cracklestone. Cloudspire Vale. Thunderspire Vale. Thundervale. Let's go with Cloudspire Vale. Let's do that one. Cloudspire Vale. Oh, I need coffee! I need coffee! All right, so our basic storyline is this. Who primarily lives in... Oh man, whoops, I put these names in the wrong place. Cloudspire Vale. Stormcatcher Peak. What kind of populace lives in Cloudspire Vale? Like, what would we find? A village at the base of Stormcatcher Peak, inhabited by dwarves, Goliaths, goat herders, Goliaths, dwarves. Yeah, we should. Okay. Goliaths, dwarves, and a few humans. Stormcatcher Peak. A tall mountain in the... We need the name of a mountain range. I need the name of a mountain range. What would we call the mountain range? The something mountains. The Spearhead Mountains. I like it. Winner. It was the first answer too. In the Spearhead Mountains. Beautiful. And then Storm Giant. Storm Giant who lives at the peak of, oh no, Stormcatcher Peak. Is there another word for peak? Synonyms. Pinnacle. There we go. Pinnacle. Summit. Oh, summit. Ooh, summit. Summit works best, actually. That applies directly to mountains. Ah. Okay, so now we're going to say, so the storyline is the inhabitants of Cloudspire Vale have been beset with frigid winter storms for the last 3 months. The storms are the result of, oh yeah, okay, hold on a second. They have determined that the storms are the result of storms are being caused by a storm giant living at the summit of Stormcatcher Peak. Afraid to confront the behemoth themselves, they are looking to hire an adventuring party to put an end to the threat. If the storms last much longer, the villagers will likely not survive. And then we're going to say Van Thrier the Tempest, a storm giant, is indeed responsible for the onslaught of storms upon the village. His anger has been stirred up by the villagers' repeated hunting excursions on Stormcatcher Peak and hunting excursions throughout the Spearhead Mountains in which they slaughter many of Van Thrier's prized giant goats. In response to this offense, the Storm Giant has decided to freeze, has decided to visit the village with an eternal winter storm until the inhabitants are either dead or leave his mountains. All right. Oh yeah, they hunt more because of the storms. Nice. All right, so there we go. That's the basic storyline. Now go up and take care of this giant. I do want an NPC from the village itself, and somebody said something about a priest of a tempest god, and they weren't able to diminish the storms. They could be the benefactor. I like that idea. So yeah, we're gonna do a cat strike. As long as somebody redeemed a cat strike, we'll do a cat strike in a second here. Give me a name for this priest. I want to know who this priest is. A priest of the Tempest god who attempted to subvert the winter storms, who unsuccessfully I can spell and is now seeking an adventuring party to aid his village. All right. Bjorn Thunderbeard. Ooh, I like that. I'm gonna do that one right there. It's the first one I saw and I liked it. Bjorn Thunderbeard. Nice. Okay, so we have some NPCs, we have locations, we have the storyline. I like it. Ooh, random encounters. Let's make some random encounters. We're doing very well on timing tonight. We're doing super well. What we're going to do now is we're going to do a cat strike. I'm going to get some more coffee and then we will continue. So let's make sure that we had somebody redeem a cat strike. Yes, Andy7 has called in a cat strike. So we're going to do a cat strike. I have 4 cats currently. Squeaky is excited. He's very, very excited. Oh, hi, Squeaky. Squeaky, do you want something, Squeaky? All right, there we go. Orange, get your butt over there and get some food. Come on, Orange, don't be a baby.
Mommy, oh, where you going, Mommy?
Uh-oh, here we go. Oh, that's Squirty Pie. Normally Orange goes in the box. Squirty Pie totally stole the box. This is not cool. I'm gonna put my glasses back on too. It helps against all this light. Estrogen, thank you for the tier 1. I appreciate that. Hello. All right, that's done. And get this back up. Yeah, Cool Hand Luke. No, Luke, who has eye strain because he looks at computer screens for 16 hours a day. Hearth Singer Games, thank you for the raid. Appreciate that. Came just in time for the cats. They're all pretty much wrapped up though. All right, cool. Let's go back to creating our adventure then. We were gonna do some random encounters. So, let's see. Random encounters. What kind of monsters in the mountains? We need mountain monsters. Yeti. We can make some Yeti. We're just gonna make about 4 different random encounters and just have them here. I like to have some random encounters handy for when I run adventures and stuff. So 8 of them is medium, so we could say 2d6 Yeti. Would be a decent random encounter. Ooh, isn't there an abominable Yeti? There's like a bigger one, right? Yeah, led by an abominable. Oh, let's make it fewer then. Let's say 1d4 plus 2. +2 Yeti, led by an abominable. Oh gosh. Ugh. Oh, it's such a hard word to spell. I feel like winter wolves. Winter wolves probably are pretty decent. Snow leopard. Winter wolves. How many of these guys? A lot. Is it that? It's not reasonable to have that many winter wolves, though. What other creature would like hang out with winter wolves? We could just have some hill giants or something. Oh, frost giants. Frost giants. Hold on. Frost giant. We could have one frost giant or two frost giants and one D4 +1 winter wolves. And 1d4 +1 winter wolves. All right, what else? Mountain goblins. Ooh. So we could say 2 frost giants riding sleds pulled by. There we go. I like that. What was Jabulia's idea? I don't know. I couldn't see it. Somebody just repost it for me. I don't want to look for it. A Periton. Yeah, that's great. You know what? We should have that. That should actually be on the way up the mountainside. So remind me to put that. Well, let me see if I can copy paste it. That's not actually a random encounter. We should probably put that. They actually find that. All right. We need some more monsters. Ghost. Probably need environment. Tundra. Is there the tundra? Swamp, Underdark. Oh, come on. No, there's no tundra. Ooh, a Ramaraz. I like a Ramaraz. Ice method. Ooh. Arctic. Oh, there is Arctic. I couldn't. I'm like blind. I'm blind. A mammoth. Ooh. Mammoth. That's a CR6. Okay. So we're gonna have 2 mammoths. A pair of mated mammoths protecting 1d6 juvenile mammoths. What kind of stab block could we use for a juvenile mammoth? An existing stab block that we could use. An elephant. Oh, haha, wee. What level is that? CR4. Oh, that should work. Yeah, that should work. A boar, a giant boar. Oh, giant boar. Oh, CR2, that's even better. There you go. We'll use giant boar. I like it. Perfect. All right, cool. One more random encounter. How do I decide the difficulty of random encounters? Random encounters, I usually have them be hard, roughly about hard. Because you're probably going to, you're either going to run into these things on the way of somewhere and maybe take a long rest, or you're going to use these to repopulate the dungeon for some reason. I usually have random encounters be kind of hard. Now, in the case of this one, this random encounter is not hard, it's pretty easy, and it's not even a combat one. They're probably, as long as they leave these mammoths alone, they're not even gonna have to fight. So this is kind of a non-combative one, but I tend to make them trend a little bit toward the hard side. Goats. Ooh, they set off an avalanche. A drunk cyclops. Oh, stealing goats. What level is a cyclops? 6. Ah. We should have like I feel like we should do like 1D. We can just do 3. Let's just do 3 Cyclops. What are they doing? They're the drunk Cyclops. Drunk on mountain cider. I don't know what mountain cider is, but I guess it's a thing. All right, that's enough for random encounters. We don't got to spend too much time here. All right, the initiating event. So we're going to say after the characters hear of the problems in, what's the name of that village again? Cloudspire Vale. Ugh. After the characters hear the problems of Cloudspire Vale and travel there, and I don't care how dungeon masters make that happen. It's up to them to somehow present that to their players. I'm not gonna detail out all the stuff there because they'll figure that out. We're going to say that the priest, Bjorn Thunderbeard, meets with them and explains that he believes the storm giant rumored to live at the summit of, what's the name of that mountain again? I'm gonna write these down on my piece of paper because I'm gonna literally be scrolling up here like every 10 seconds. Cloudspire Vale, Storm Catcher Peak, and then the NPCs are Van Threer the Tempest and Bjorn Thunderbeard. All right, beautiful. That'll save me some time. Rumored to live at the summit of Stormcatcher Peak. Is responsible for the eternal winter storms. Impacting his village. And now we get to the part where he's gonna offer them like a reward for going and taking care of the storm giant. He asks the characters to go up the mountain and stop the storm giant before Cloudspire Vale is destroyed, is frozen. I will just say destroyed, and becomes a frozen tomb to all its inhabitants. What kind of reward? A lifetime supply of goat meat. I like that, Nixit. I'm gonna just copy paste that directly into the NPC stat block right there. Bam. We can't say Tempest. That is a proper name, copyrighted by Wizards. Can't use that. We're just gonna say the Tempest God. I feel like we need to roll on the loot list to determine what loot is going to be in this adventure, because part of that loot is going to be what Bjorn promises them if they solve this problem. I kind of want to make it like a magic item. Like the village has a magic item that if they go stop this storm giant, they will give the party this magic item. The first thing we got to do is roll on that beautiful loot list. So let's go over to, let me see, where do I want to go? D&D Beyond? Yeah, that sounds about right. Tools. Sources, Dungeon Master Guide. Here we go. Treasure. Treasure. And we're going to roll on the loot list. So this is a level 12 adventure. So we're going to do one roll on the challenge 11 through 16. One roll on the challenge 11 through 16 treasure hoard table. Whee! And then down here, I'm gonna put loot, and we will keep a list of the loot. And we need a dice roller. What are we rolling? How much? Oh, wow. Look at this. 4d6. So 15,000 gold pieces. Hey, there's a little bit of money for you. And 5d6 times 100 platinum. So 1,900 platinum pieces. Don't know what they're going to spend it on. Nobody knows what they're going to spend it on. And then we're going to roll a D100. Come on, baby. A 96. Wow. Oh, wow. That's going to be nice. So 2d4, 750 gold piece art objects. Dang. So 5. Five art objects. An audit of their encumbrance. Ice toads. And let's go over here. Roll once. Roll once on magic item table I. Oh, wow. That must be a really good table. Oh, yeah. Look at this. Dang. Hammer of Thunderbolts. Oh! Look at this. You guys, this almost feels like Hammer of Thunderbolts, Belt of Storm Giant Strength. Look at this thing. Giant's Bane requires attunement. You must be wearing a Belt of Giant Strength and Gauntlets of Ogre Power to attune to this weapon. Oh my goodness, you need to have 2 magic items just to attune to it. So you pretty much have to use all 3 of your attunement slots to use this weapon right here. Oh my goodness. But if you don't attune to it, wow, this is a really good magic item, and but it's really only any good if you have the Belt of Giant Strength or the Gauntlets of Ogre Power. If an adventuring party were to get this hammer right here, they would immediately start doing some downtime research to find out where they could get those 2 magic items, and then they could go on quests to get those 2 magic items just so that one of them could use this. Oh man. Yeah, Fred, I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give them this magic item, but the 2 other magic items are not in this adventure. That will be up to the dungeon master who runs it to figure that out with his party and his group. But that's like tantalizing, man. It's like, oh, we need these other 2 magic items now. I kind of like that. That's a pretty cool way to set that up. I don't think I've read about this. It's probably just in the Dungeon Master Guide. Man, that's pretty cool. We're gonna do the Hammer of Thunderbolts. I like this. Hammer of Thunderbolts. Hammer of Thunderbolts. So we're gonna say Bjorn tells them that if they can stop the storm giant and return the village and return the weather to normal, he will give them a magical maul that has been passed down from priest to priest in his temple. There we go. And then at the resolution, we're just going to put this here right now. When Van Thrier has been dealt with and the weather in the village has returned to normal, Bjorn Thunderbeard will give the party a hammer of thunderbolts as their reward. DM note. Let's say GM note. GM note. It will be up to you and your players to determine how and where they obtain, how and where and if they obtain the other 2 magic items required to attune to the Hammer of Thunderbolts. This is a great opportunity for further adventure. Whee! It actually is. All right, so we have distributed that out. Beautiful. Oops. Yeah, there we go. Excellent. Got that done. No, he would know it's magical because magical weapons, you pick them up and you can tell they're magical. It literally says that in the Dungeon Master Guide. You can just tell that they're magical. Yeah, I think we have a note here saying they were left out on purpose. All right, cool. Let's go back up. So they got the event and now the adventure details. So the first part of the adventure is going to be up the mountain. We're going to say Van Thrier's lair is at the summit of Stormcatcher Peak. And the characters will need to climb the mountain to reach it. I mean, unless they can fly, which they might be able to at level 12, who knows? Or use other magical means to reach it. While traveling up the mountainside, feel free to have them encounter. Feel free to run 1 or 2 of the random encounters above. We should say 1. Also, on their way up the mountain, they come across a party of frozen adventurers. I cannot spell. If inspected, if the bodies are inspected, it is clear that they were simply unprepared for the hazards of the cold climate and denizens of the mountain. What were they attacked by? Oh, we need to have a Remoraz. Why didn't we put a Remoraz up here? I don't know how to spell that. I'm close. There we go. Remoraz. They appear to have been badly burned, and a couple are half eaten. They were attacked by a Remoraz on their way up the mountain. Hired a few weeks back by Bjorn. All right. Okay. Am I spelling it wrong? Oh, frozen adventurers. Okay, there we go. Got it. No, yeah, the priest's not going to warn them. Wizards, my VODs go up on you. Like this right here will be up on YouTube on Monday. But you can also go over to the DM Lair streams, my other YouTube channel, and you can find other adventure creations that we've done in the past. Like they're all over there. If one of my mods can drop a link to the DM Lair streams YouTube channel, that way Wizards can find it. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. They're all over there. You can watch them all. You can binge on all of them. All right, so that'll get us to the top of the mountain. And now we need to do his lair. The Storm Giant's lair. What should his lair look like? Cool, Wizard. That's awesome. Thanks, buddy. It's at the summit of the mountain. Give me some ideas for what his lair would look like. Oh, really, Ed? Just you and Tashio? No, like, are we talking about a temple? Is it a cave? Is it a castle? Like, I need a cool idea for his lair. Now, don't get too elaborate. Like, I'm not building an entire castle. It needs to be something simple. We're gonna keep this simple, but I need a basic idea. A castle of naturally formed stone. Underground fortress. What if the summit of the mountain is what if the summit of the mountain has like a temple there? So a basic temple structure on a cliff, kind of, So there's an outer temple, and then that outer temple leads. No. Remember, you guys remember that our storm giant is going to be riding on a rock. Our storm giant rides on a rock. So that fight, that encounter needs to take place kind of out in the open, on a cliff or a bridge or something. What if, hold on a second. I have an idea. What if we have, so you have the mountain goes up, right? Mountain goes up. Well, there could be a second mountain peak like that, you know, and there could be something here. This could be kind of flat. There could be a bridge that leads across to a temple or some sort of structure here. And that's where the giant lives, in this little temple. It's not very complex. It's a very simple temple. But you would first, the mountain trail comes up to here first. And maybe there's a cave complex. You first go into a cave complex where you would find all these weregoats and the were and stuff like that. And then you would go across a bridge, which is dangerous. That's where you have the Ani, because Anis can fly. And then you have the temple right here. All right, so we have a variety of different environments to have the encounters in. And when you're fighting out in the open, the temple could be open to the air. It could literally be open air. There's no roof to it. So the storm giant and the rock can go flying up above. This bridge here, when the Ani is fighting them, they could get pushed off or something. Who knows? You know? So that sort of thing right there, I think is what we're going to do. Okay, so now we need graph paper. Okay. So we basically have two mountain peaks. And this is Stormcatcher Peak. And let's see. We're gonna have some sort of rough peak here. And then there'll be a smaller one up here. That. And we'll have a bridge. I think we're probably going to have to do 1 square equals 10 feet because we're talking about giants and things. So let's do that. 1 square equals 10 feet. So we're going to have a bridge that's like 20 feet across. So let's run a bridge. Our bridge is going to run across like this. Okay. I think we're gonna have, what do we got? We have, I think what we're gonna do is the mountain path can come up to a cave entrance like right here. This is like the mountain path, and it'll weave back down and forth. And then this right here will be our cave entrance. That's and let's have this open up into a respectably large chamber here. This is where we're going to have the Behir. The two Behir are going to be here as sort of guardians. And then we need a cat. We need like a place where the weregoats and the giant goats have like their little sleepy place. And that'll lead over to here. So all of this is basically solid rock. There. That's good enough. Give you the idea. And the bridge. And now over here, this is just a flat top mountain. So we need to have like a temple structure over here. And I'm trying to think about what this temple would look like. It could just be like a temple with a very basic temple with like massive icicles. Maybe some sort of like octagon or something. It could just be like tons of icicles, massive icicles, like stalagmites sticking up out of the ground with like ice walls and stuff, but it's open to the sky. Something like that. Giant crumbling stone pillars. Ooh. Yeah. No, there's only gonna be one room. A hexagon like a snowflake. Ah. Okay. So how do I do a hexagon? Is that a hexagon? That's an, wait. That's an octagon. How do you do a hexagon? That's hard. Geometry, man. Tell you. How do you, hold on. How do you do a hexagon? You guys are killing me. Like, yeah, Luke, this is gonna be easy. That's a hexagon. Why am I having a hard time drawing a hexagon? It's like, this is hard. Okay, let's try this again. No, I don't like that. That almost needs to be like 3. Ooh, there should be like some stairs leading up to it. So what I want to do then is need to have at the corners. I know this is not a great hexagon, but in my defense, it's grid paper. It makes it harder. And then we're gonna make we'll have some stairs. That lead up to it. There we go. Yay! I kind of did it. Whee! All right. Ugh. All right. This is gonna be, we got Stormcatcher Peak. So S. So this will be, let's label this trail S1. This will be S2. And then we have S3. S4 will be the bridge. And then S5 is the temple. Boom shakalaka. And now we just gotta detail 5 areas out and we're good to go. So let's go back over to my monitor on the right here. So we have the Storm Giant's Lair. What is the name? Oh yeah, okay. Storm Giant's Lair. The summit of Stormcatcher Peak splits into 2 spear-like mountaintops. The trail leading up the mountainside leads to the southernmost peak. Spear Lake Mountain peaks. Southernmost? That must be one word. Hey! To the southernmost mountain peak. A bridge connects the southern peak to the northern peak, where what's his name again? Van Thrier the Tempest has, what is the name of this temple? Dwells in the ruins. It's not the ruins. It's not ruin. Dwells in an ancient temple. Dedicated to his deity. All right. An ancient open air temple. All right, so that's a basic description of his lair. We should actually, yeah, Storm Giant's lair. Crag. Oh, is that what we call them? Crag? We're just gonna call them peaks. It's easiest. I know we're saying the same words over and over again, but it's least confusing. So anyway, whatever. Keep moving. Let's do. So we're gonna do S1. Is the mountain trail, and then we're gonna do S2 is the Bahir Lair. S3 is the goat barracks. S4 is the bridge, and then S5 is the temple. And we can come up with better names for these as we go, but these are the 5 areas we're going to detail out here. All right, let's do a cat trip. I'm going to get some more coffee, and then we will come back and we will finish this off. So we're doing really well on time. We'll be done on time tonight. We got just a little bit to go. So let's do a cat trip. Who's ready for a cat trip? It's right here, baby. This is the stuff of legends. Woo! Woo! I gotta find their stuff. All right, we're getting it. We're gonna get him all juiced up. Orange is here too. Orange. Oh, I gotta give you the other camera. There we go. Oh, baby. Squeaky, you're off camera.
Squeaky, what are you doing?
I'm off camera.
What are you doing? Come here. Little girl. Little girl. What's going on here?
I have tortellini. I found tortellini. I found the little girl. Oh wow. I left the catnip on my desk with the top off. I'm surprised the cat didn't jump up and tip it over. That is dangerous. I know Squeaky is gonna pounce on her or something, man. Look at there he goes. He's like, come here. Like, this is beautiful. That's hot. Whew. He's like, I got my tail. I got. Oh no. We never get tortellini down here. This is awesome. Look at it, it's just like rolling around. Squeaky. Look at that big tub rolling around. Orange, where you going, buddy? Where you going, buddy? Squeaky battered mommy away while you were gone. Oh, really? Oh, no. Squeaky, what a jerk. Orange. What's wrong, Orange? Yeah. Okay, let's finish this adventure. Tortellini is just loving it. He's like, I love the catnip. I love the catnip. All right. Is there anything interesting we can say about the mountain trail that leads up to this? Like, we have a mountain trail coming up to here, but I don't know if there's anything super interesting that we can say about that. I kind of want to draw a little diagram too of this mountain. There's like one peak here, and then there's like a flatter peak. And this is going to be the southern peak. And then this will be the northern peak. Then there's a bridge. Well, that's too much. This is the trail. And then here, oh, this could be, what's the name of that place? Cloudspire Vale. There we go. Beautiful. Excellent. I like it. Were we saying an avalanche trap or something? Oh, hunters. Oh, oh, I like that. Okay. Let's do that for the mountain trail then. The mountain trail leading up the mountainside has several hunter lodges set up along it where the villagers will hunt giant goats from. The bones of giant goats. Hey! I didn't see what happened, but somebody attacked somebody and I yelled at them. Was anybody watching? Who was bad? I want to know who was guilty. Did somebody see what happened? I'm gonna guess that Squeaky was to blame, but I don't know for sure. Watching chat. Well, somebody see. I want to know who was bad. I'm gonna guess Squeaky attacked somebody because he's a jerk. Yeah, it was almost assuredly Squeaky. And now Squirty Pie came over. The bones of giant goats litter the sides of the trail at regular intervals. Okay, that's good enough description there. Let's keep on going. Behir Lair. The first chamber in the southern peak serves as the lair of a mated pair of Behir that Vanthrir has trained as guardians to his lair. It was Squeaky? Okay, yeah. Who did he bite? Like, who did he jump on? Orange? Did you see who he got? Now Squirty Pie's rolling around. He's like, aha. Oh, I know. It had better not been Tortellini. He darn well should leave Tortellini alone, man. He jumped on Mama, the gray one, I think. Oh no, Mama wasn't there. That probably was Tortellini. Oh, that's so not cool. Now Squirty Pie has it all to herself. She's like,
My brothers all got ran away.
you clipped it? Okay, I'll have to take a look at I'll take a look at it later. Yeah, he's a jerk. Okay, so now we have a Behir lair. What's inside this lair? The Behir lair. What would be in here? What would we find in this chamber? Like, it's not just an empty room, right? There's got to be something in there. Corpses? Stalagmites for hiding. Oh, okay. Charred bones? Ooh. Ah. Not giant goats though. Those are the storm giant's prized possession, so he wouldn't be letting his Behir eat them. Charred bones. Bits of armor. Charred bones. And bits of armor. all that remains of adventuring parties that have dared to enter. Ooh, mammoth bones. Oh, that's good. Several large mammoth bones are piled up in one corner as well. Actually, let's say the frozen corpse of a partially eaten mammoth that the Behir are still working on lies along one wall. Okay, that's good enough. Next room. The goat barracks. I didn't know what to call this. Maybe you guys can help me figure out a different. So this was the Behir lair right here. And if they travel a little bit farther, they're going to come to this kind of 2-chamber area right here. And this is where the weregoats and the giant goats kind of chamber. I didn't know what to call it. I just called it the goat barracks. But it's where there are giant goats that they keep there, but the weregoats also live there. It's their barracks. It's where they sleep and stuff. So I wasn't sure what to call it, but we also have to decide what's in that room. Pasture. Except there's no grass in there. It's like underground. Corral. All right, well, what's in here? This 2-chamber room serves as the sleeping quarters of several were goats that worship Van Thrier and serve his interests. Several weregoats and their giant goats. The weregoats worship Van Thrier and serve his interests. And loyally serve his interests. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm doing. I have the wrong camera up. Sorry. What's Luke doing? The weregoats worship. And then we had decided there were going to be 3 weregoats. And 5. There are currently 3 weregoats in the larger, in the larger chamber. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's say 5 giant goats in the larger chamber and 3 weregoats in the smaller chamber. Blending in with the herd of goats. Ooh. Oh, they could be transformed into goats themselves. Ah. There are currently 5 giant goats and 3 weregoats in the larger chamber. The weregoats are currently in their goat form, grazing with the giant goats on what kind of feed? What kind of feed would you give giant goats? Like, what do giant goats eat? I feel like that's a Google search. What do goats eat? Almost anything. Goats eat almost anything. Hay, grass, tree bark. Wow. That's crazy. It's like they eat anything. Oh, okay. All right. Mounds of tough mountain grass and tree bark scattered about the room. I feel like we should put some loot. Oh, wait a second. In the Behir lair, we should have some loot up here. Loot. Partially buried under the rime of frost covering the floor is, I feel like we should put some gold, something worth a lot of gold. Maybe some gems. Maybe there is like a couple gems that have been overlooked that are under here. We've already decided what the loot is going to be. Is a pouch containing, let's say, 3 rubies, each worth 3,000 gold pieces. And that's like 9,000 gold. So that still gives us 6,000 to distribute. There we go. Beautiful. So a bunch of rubies in there. And then let's say for the goat barracks S3, the weregoats keep a tidy treasure hoard in the smaller chamber. There, in a few, what would they keep? Where would they keep their treasure? Chests? Yeah, well, we could put some, ooh. On a small stone shrine dedicated to Vanthrir are carved statuettes of powerful carved statuettes depicting powerful giants. They should be marble. There are carved marble statuettes. Depicting powerful giants. How many of these are there going to be? I think that's what these are. There are 5. There are 5 of them worth 750 gold pieces each. There are 5 such statuettes, each worth 750 gold pieces. What would they need to have, like gems on them or something? Yeah, Ed, I've seen lots of rewording of the same suggestion over and over and over again. I've just been ignoring it. Rubies as eyes? Something besides rubies. What's a blue colored gem? Something that's blue. Who's got a blue gem? What's the name of a blue gem? Sapphire. Hey, look at that. Are carved marble statuettes depicting powerful giants with sapphires for eyes. And I can't spell. There we go. Cool. That's good. I like it. Next, the bridge. Now, the bridge is guarded by an Ani and 2 weregoats. Now, an Ani can fly. I'm pretty darn sure an Ani can fly. And I think they can turn invisible too. Yes, they can turn invisible at will. And they can fly. Okay, so we're gonna say that the Ani is invisible. And he can be flying around. And then 2 weregoats. Now the weregoats should be like positioned. They should be positioned at the northernmost part of the bridge. And oh, hold on a second. The bridge. We're going to say the northern peak where the temple lies and most of the bridge is covered by a thick fog that limits visibility to about 10 feet. We should say like maybe 20 feet. Positioned at the northern end of the bridge are 2 weregoat guardians. The Great Bridge spanning has multiple braziers of burning coals and hanging chains between poles for railing. Huh? Oh, okay. Below the arch hang gargantuan ice. Oh, it's a wooden. Okay, so it's a the bridge is made of stone, of arced stone. Is a massive archway made from stone. At regular intervals, are braziers burning with magical flames that never extinguish. Squat posts and large, thick chains form railing along either side of the bridge. Okay, there we go. Massive icicles dangle from the bottom of the bridge. Okay. Beautiful. What do you guys think of the fog idea of limiting visibility? Because that hurts the enemies as well. And the Ani, what can the Ani do? The Ani can cast Cone of Cold. Oh my word, the Ani is gonna be flying overhead, casting Cone of Cold. So we do not want him to have limited visibility. So let's get rid of the thick fog. Let's just get rid of the fog. That's not gonna help us. Blowing snow instead of fog? Okay, cool. You guys like the fog idea? That hurts our enemy though. It makes well, no, you can still cast Cone of Cold. Even though you can't see them, you could cast it. Yeah, it would still work, I guess. Okay, all right. So you guys like the fog idea? Okay, cool. We'll leave it then. It kind of hurts archers. Archers and wizards. Oh, archers and wizards are screwed. They got to get in close. Oh, that's true. It also makes us they can't see the Ani. Oh, because he's flying overhead. Yes. Okay. That's a good idea. I like it. Positioned at the northern end of the bridge are 2 weregoat guardians. When they hear... Ooh. We're going to say the surface of the bridge is covered with a rime of frost that crackles and breaks whenever anyone crosses the bridge, filling the air with that noise. I don't know. When they hear anyone crossing the bridge, we should actually, you know what we should just say? We should just say that they're positioned in the center of the bridge. They're positioned in the center of the bridge. Positioned in the center of the bridge. And an Ani. When they hear anyone beginning to cross the bridge, the Ani turns invisible and flies about 40 feet up into the air, preparing an ambush. Crunching sound. Yeah. Filling the air with a loud crunching sound. And we're going to say that if a combat breaks out, Donnie remains high in the air where the fog makes him invisible, where the fog hides him from sight. And what can he do? Cone of Cold. So he can do Cone of Cold. Oh man, that's really all he can do. He can cast Cone of Cold once. He doesn't have any ranged attacks. That is so stupid. He has no ranged attacks. What kind of stupid... Ugh. That's so dumb. Oh, he has a 10-foot reach with his glaive. Oh, he could fly down, attack with his glaive twice, and then fly back up into the fog. So he swoops down, attacks, and he swoops back up. There we go. There we go. That's all we need. We figured that out. After casting Cone of Cold, the Ani will swoop down out of the fog, attack twice with his glaive, and then return into the fog where he can't be seen. So that's kind of his battle tactics, we'll say. His fly speed is kind of slow though. That's the only problem. If he had a fly speed of 60, then that would work a whole lot better. Let's give him a fly speed of 60 just for kicks and giggles. To make this work a little bit better. Yanni has a fly speed of 60 feet. Beautiful. There we go. Yeah, the fog limits visibility to 20 feet. So, yeah, we need to just give him 60 feet, fly, and then he's fine. He has no problem whatsoever. It's a level 12 adventuring group. If they can't figure out how to defeat that, then they should not be playing D&D. You know, maybe that's a hot take, but yeah, there you go. All right. I think that's pretty good for that encounter. We should move on to the last encounter, the temple. Is there a better name for this? So basically they've gone across the bridge and now they are at the other peak where there is the temple. Now, what does this temple look like? What would that temple look like? It's shaped, it's a hexagon shape. Luke uses the words hot take. Why is that a thing? Like, what, did I just break new ground or something? Oh, it just sounds funny coming out of my mouth. So this temple is we're gonna say Van Thrier dwells in an ancient, say, on the northern peak of the mountain stands an ancient temple where Van Thur makes his lair. How many columns? 6. 6 massive fluted columns of marble form a hexagon shape. And walls of solid ice stretch between the columns. The ice walls are decorated with geometric patterns resembling snowflakes. Wide steps. Wide, giant-sized steps lead up to the temple. The interior of the temple is a large, open space. Dominated by a gargantuan stone altar dedicated to Van Thrier's giant deity. The temple is open to the air above. Temple has no roof. And is instead open to the air above. Okay. Beautiful. Bye, Nixit. Heavens above. Okay, cool. I like that. That's better. Okay, that's a pretty decent description. And now we're gonna put... Ooh, we have to put some loot on the Ani. I want the Ani is gonna be wearing a couple bracers. Solid platinum bracers. Yeah, we gotta have some loot. Hopefully the Ani doesn't fall down the mountainside. They're never gonna get his bracers. The Ani is wearing a pair of solid platinum bracers. What about bracelets? Yeah, bracelets. Each worth a crap ton of money. We're gonna say 1,000 platinum pieces each. There we go. How's that for some loot? Whee! All right, cool. Forgot to do that. And now we're back to the temple. And now we're going to say Van Thrier, a storm giant, and his faithful. What's the name of his mount? I need a name for his mount, the Rock. Give me a name for the Rock. Rhyme wing. What about Rhyme Wing? I like that. And his faithful mount Rhyme Wing are in the temple. What are they doing in the temple? Big Bird. What are they currently doing in the temple? Carving gemstones? Oh, I like that. Oh, ritual casting change weather. Wait a second. It's control weather. Does control weather have like any requirements? Like components? I think it's control weather. Yeah, control weather. Components. Does it have any special components? Burning incense and bits of earth and wood mixed in water. Okay. Squeaky. Squeaky's bothering me. Hi, Squeaky. Atop the altar. Squeaky. Set about the interior of the temple are several large braziers. Dang it. Braziers with burning incense. I'm gonna put that over there. They should just be casting the spell, making more icons of giants. Yeah, it sounds like are in the temple. Banthir is currently communing. Banthir was communing with his deity prior to casting control weather, as he does daily to continue the winter storms besetting Cloudspire Vale. However, the sound of combat out on the bridge likely alerted him to the presence of intruders, and he is now readying himself for combat with Rhyme Wing. Before the characters can enter the temple, Banthir and Rhymewing take to the air and hide themselves in the thick fog. As the characters enter the temple, he'll call down to them, challenging their presence and demanding to know why they've come. It's probably possible to they can probably talk their way out of this, but not if they've killed all of his minions. If the characters have avoided killing Van Threer's minions up until this point, he might be convinced to stand down and not attack if the characters promise to convince the villagers of Cloudspire Vale to stop hunting giant goats. However, if the characters have been killing all his minions up until this point, Van Threer is outraged and will attack. I don't know, something like that. There's some general guidelines. Dungeon masters will have to use their brains as they roleplay that encounter. That's what it always comes down to. All right, let's put some loot on this guy. 6,000 gold pieces, basically. So where can we put 6,000 gold pieces worth of loot? In this temple or on Van Threer? He could just be wearing some jewelry or something. What if we have some jewelry? Would that make sense? We've already had some gemstones throughout this adventure. I want to do something different. The Ani had really expensive jewelry. So is there something else that could be worth 6,000 gold pieces? No, the party is on the wrong side. That's the whole point. The party has been on the wrong side this entire adventure. It's part of the irony of it. A golden crown shaped like a mountain. Ooh, okay, I like that. Van Threer wears a golden crown shaped like a mountain, worth 5,000 gold pieces. I want. What do storm giants fight with? What kind of weapon does a storm giant use? Let's see. A great sword. Okay. Let's say his great sword is, let's say, the pommel. The hilt of his greatsword is gilded and worth 1,000 gold pieces. What about the combat? We haven't described how he fights in combat, like the basic tactics he will use. I feel like he's probably going to stay up out of range on the rock and cast lightning strike at them, and also throw rocks down at them. And then the rock does it have flyby? Oh, it doesn't have flyby? How do you not give this creature? It's a CR 11 creature and it doesn't have flyby attack. Are you kidding me? Come on. What a stupid design. Okay, we're giving it flyby attack. This is the dumbest. Why would you make a rock not have flyby attack? Oh, so stupid. Okay. In combat, Van Thrier will stay. How long is his we should open this up in a new tab. Storm Giant. Let's open that up in a new tab. His lightning strike has a range of 500 feet. Oh my word. He has to be able to see it though. In combat, Van Thrier will how far can this rock fly? 120 feet per round. Oh, this rock is awesome. In combat, Van Thrier will stay about, oh, I don't know, 60 feet above the party. The Storm Giant will, what is it called? Lightning Strike? Lightning Strike. When available, or otherwise rain down rocks on the characters. Every so often, every other round, the rock will swoop down, attack, and attempt to grapple a character with its talons, targeting spellcasters and other lightly armored characters. If a character is grappled, the rock and Van Thrier will fly off the edge of the mountain peak and drop the character hundreds of feet. And drop the character. Dropped characters fall hundreds of feet to crash upon the rocks below. Don't get grappled, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get grappled. It's a level 12 adventure on a mountainside. You should be prepared. It's beautiful. And literally one of the rock's attacks, the talons, automatically grapple you. So it's just gonna fly down, attack you, you get grappled, it flies over the edge, it drops you. Goodbye. Yeah, not to be confused with the rocks below. Yep. And then what we're gonna say too is on the first, we're gonna say a couple things. We're gonna say that Van Thrier can use a bonus action. Oh, can use a layer action to either make the fog clear away so everyone can see, or cause it to reform. Because there's going to be some points where he's going to need to clear the fog away so he can throw his lightning strike, you know, and throw the rocks or whatever. So he's just going to have the ability to do that. And we're also going to say the rock has flyby attack. Okay, good. We got to get that settled. So those are a couple little tweaks there that'll make that better. Hey, Encantador Tonics, thank you for the raid. Appreciate that. And I think we're pretty good here. Anything else we're forgetting that we should add here? Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo te va? Did we literally just get rated by a Spanish-speaking channel? Oui, bienvenidos. I think we're done with this, right? I mean, we don't have anything else to do, right? We didn't overlook something critical. Does the giant have last words? Die! How does the giant fight without the rock? If the rock dies, oh, he's on the ground, dude. He's gonna fall to the ground. Me va muy bien. Y acabamos de terminar, básicamente. Así que llegaron justo a tiempo. I think we're done, guys. Like, I think that's pretty much it. I think that's pretty much it. We have the adventure. We have a cat. Who's that? Hey, Ed. Ed, that's little guy. Look at that. Little guy. What's up, little guy? I clicked the wrong button. And now little guy. Hey, little guy. This is what I was trying to go for. I was trying to go for our map. We have our map drawn out here, and we have the adventure, so I think we're done. And it's past 9 o'clock, so whee! I think that's all she wrote. Take off my cool shades. All these bright lights killing me, I swear. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're all set. This adventure is all set. I will have it uploaded to my website, thedmlayer.com. For sure by tomorrow morning sometime, so you guys will be able to download and use this adventure here in your games if you wish. And there's lots of other cool stuff over at thedmlayer.com, lots of free D&D adventures and other resources that I publish over there, so go check that out. You can also join my newsletter if you want to get that stuff emailed directly to you as well, so all that good stuff there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go raid somebody now. So let me find somebody for us to raid. And we're gonna do that. Yeah. We did that. I gotta find my stuff. Can't find my stuff. It's hard finding stuff. Browse. Right there. All right, let's see who we're gonna raid. All right, who are we gonna raid? Ooh, lots of purple floodlights going on. Purple floodlights. What's this? Blacken Forge, the Hand of 8. Ooh. That looks interesting. I think we might do that one. We can go up to that one. Let's raid those dudes. What was their name again? Blacken Forge. Blacken Forge. All right. I'm going to set that up. We're going to raid those dudes. Blacken Forge. There we go. Are they live? They are live. Whee! All right, guys, go jump in that raid.
Go in that raid. We're gonna have fun. Yeah, it's gonna be very beautiful. Goodbye now. Have a nice night. Bye. Oh.